Welcome. In front of me I have the brand new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 and I'll be going over unboxing along with a quick look at the device, build quality, specifications, and, well, the most importantly, price. So, let's get into this. Now, we do have pull tabs. Let's hope that for $2,000 they work like they're supposed to, and, well, it looks like Samsung has finally figured it out. Congratulations. It only takes a $2,000 device for you to actually put a little of a plastic strip at the back so it doesn't rip halfway through. Well done. Anyway, below here we have nothing special. It's still Samsung. Let's not kid ourselves. So we get paperwork. Oh, there we go. So we get paperwork and cable, and, well, that's it. Well, that's it. Obviously, if we don't count the phone. Now here we get the device itself, and it's nice and thin. And then the box itself is awfully thick for no reason, because there is nothing below. So it's padded out for no freaking reason other than to look bigger than it actually is. Like, there is less than half of this depth of the box being used right now. Awesome. Anyway, oh, okay, that just kind of like plopped off. Cool. Anything at the back? No, we do have it right here. Now, I was a Fold 5 user. Or 4, I don't remember. They're basically the same crap anyway. So I do have some experience with these devices. Now this one is one that is finally a departure from what we already were used to, and it does look pretty freaking nice, I'm not gonna lie. Damn, yeah, it does feel pretty good. $2,000 good? No, I wouldn't say so. But it is a nice device. The hinge feels like an improvement. It's closed when you start opening it up. It feels like it has a spring that just kind of pushes it out to make it much easier. So, like, you can see just kind of like right here, just it's almost on its own that it opens up. And it makes it much nicer, and it snaps very firmly into place when it's open. So that's nice. Now, one of the biggest changes right here is the thickness of the device. You can see that this is like really thin. It can barely fit the USB-C port for charging. And even if we compare it to like the smallest phone from Samsung, the S25, you can see how like ridiculously thin that is. So it has a pretty significant difference in terms of thickness. Edge one might be a little bit closer to the thickness, but it's still, this device is much thinner. Now if we fold it shut and compare it again, it's just kind of, I'll hold it like this. It is just a smidge thicker than the S25. Now that is obviously not encountering the cameras, because if we encounter those behemoths right here, pretty sure they alone are almost, yeah, they're almost as thick as the phone itself. That's a bit of a yikes there. Cool that you're flexing your thin phone, but the cameras are still here. They're not like detachable, so technically the phone isn't thin. Technically, it's still one of the thickest phones out there. Yay. Anyway, so let's start off with the specifications for the displays. And we're gonna first begin with the cover one, if I can quickly locate the specifications for this. So we're looking at a dynamic LTPO AMOLED, 120 Hz refresh rate, corner Gorilla Glass Ceramic 2, 6.5 inches in size with a 1080 by 2520 pixel resolution. That puts it at 422 pixels per inch. So that's the cover one. Still, the bezel around here are visible. If I compare it to the S25, I feel like this device, let me just turn on light mode. I feel like this phone yeah, has significantly smaller bezels. And it costed me less than half of this one. So as a what would be considered a pinnacle of engineering, it's still kind of falling short. These are still thicker bezels than I would have expected on a phone for $2,000. Sorry, not 100. That would be actually, well, nice. Anyway, now if you flip it open, we have our second display. And this is a, again, I can find it quickly, 8-inch display, a 1968 by 2184 pixels, 368 pixels per inch, foldable dynamic LTPO AMOLED display, 120 Hz refresh rate, HDR10 Plus, and a peak brightness of 2600 nits. Now, with that being said, the display right here is, I believe, going to be brighter than the cover one, although it's not really mentioned. It obviously has a higher resolution because it is bigger, and much crappier quality in terms of durability. Now, no matter what it's going to be called, it's plastic, no matter how you dress it. And you still have plastic display right here. It's smushy. You can use your fingernail to just scuff it up. Obviously, again, if you're gonna go to the setup, they will tell you to not put anything here because it's as fragile as Americans' ego nowadays. Well, probably maybe not Americans, probably Brits would be more accurate here, as they literally want to get rid of free speech because, God forbid, you bruise their ego. So this is even more fragile than that. And Samsung also for $2,000 decided to give you only one screen replacement, as the foil that is covering this phone will start peeling after some time. Now, how long it's going to take, I'm not sure. For me, when I was using the Fold 4 or 5, whichever one it was, it took me about half a year, where it started to just kind of get an air pocket right here below, and I needed to get it replaced, which was for free. Now, I believe back then, you just kind of were covered as long as the device was on warranty. Now you just get one free replacement, and that one will cost you $50. Are you freaking clowning me here, Samsung? This device already costs $2,000. What are you going to be fleecing me out of everything? So, yeah, it's... I want to like this device, but Samsung isn't making it easy. So yeah, that's as a display. Now, if we move over to the internals, the device has a 4,400 mAh battery because, God forbid, they actually splurge a little bit more money when they're fleecing you out of 2,000 to actually give you a carbon silicon battery type. No. Let's be honest. The lithium ion is still much cheaper, and that's why we have a crappy 4,400 mAh battery instead of like 5,000, like for instance Honor has, with a phone about the same thickness. Awesome. Don't you just feel like you bought a premium device which is not using the best components? Now, this doesn't stop there. It gets even more insulting. The charging speed for this pitiful battery is measly 25 watts. I'm gonna let that silence just air out here so it sinks in. 25 watts of charging speed on a cable. If it sounds like a piece of shit charging speed, that's because it completely is. Literally any phone for $100, which is literally the piss poor, the bottom of the barrel, can charge at this speed or even faster. This is 2000 again. Now, we do have wireless charging, but if you were hoping that it's going to charge somewhat faster, for instance, like OnePlus's do, no, think again, it's still 15 watts. So, charging speed here is just as Samsung would continue to insult us with, it's insulting. Now, processor in here at least is the standout feature, which is the Snapdragon 8 Elite. Now, that is standout feature because it is the best that they can put, but boy, if they decided to put Exynos on a $2,000 device, like, I'm probably expecting that they might go bankrupt a little bit quicker, because that would be an absolutely insulting choice there. So at least we have the expected processor in here, We have 12 to 16 gigs of RAM, and starting off with the storage, like at the cheapest price, we have 256 gigs of storage with 12 gigs of RAM. You can get it up to a terabyte with 16 gigs of RAM. But don't worry, that won't be $2,000. That will run you probably $2,500. I haven't checked, and I don't want to. Now, any of these options, storage/RAM, will come with UFS 4.0 storage type, which is pretty good. Now, with that out of the way, in terms of cameras, this, I can't even call it a bump. Bump is tasteful. This is not. So whatever you want to call this, abomination at the back, this cancer growth that is on the phone, houses a 200 megapixel f1.8 aperture, 24mm wide lens, then... Excuse me? A 10 megapixel? Okay. 10 megapixel f2.4, 67mm telephoto, and another amazing camera, a 12 megapixel f2.2 120 degree ultra wide lens. Nice. Anyway, with this cameras you can do 8K at 30 frames and 4K up to 60, 1080p up to 240 slow motion, and if you decide to drop it even lower, 720 gets you 960 frames per second, again slow motion. That also supports HDR, 10-bit, and HDR 10 plus. Then we got another downgrade for more money. Actually, there's two downgrades, which I haven't even gotten to. So let's start off with continuing on with the cameras. So here we have another 10 megapixel f2.2. I believe this is the wide one. I could be wrong though. So one will be the wide sensor, and then another one, which is this one, will be an ultra wide, another 10 megapixel. Again, 4K 60, 1080p 60. And as you can see, we can see the camera here. So that's the first downgrade that we can talk about, which is the non-under-display camera. Now, I am a firm believer that, for God's sakes, if you already have this many cameras on your phone, you can literally forgo the inside. I don't give a single shit about it. If I want to have a selfie, I can do this and have this one, or I can do this. Although not right now, but if the phone is set up, you can actually use this phone or this screen for using these cameras. So, with that in mind, this camera is just a literal freaking gimmick. It serves no real purpose. So I was very happy that it was under display, because at least it gave me unobstructed cover of the entire screen right here. Now, I do want to point out, on the previous iteration, instead of improving on this thing, Samsung just decided to continue giving the same dog shit for 3 effing generation, I think, if not more, which was the under display that hasn't improved at all. Now, I also used for some time the ZTE, not Red Magic, it was the Nubia Z70 Ultra. That is a phone that also has under display camera, and that isn't a foldable phone. And that under display camera was way better at literally fraction of the price, while having the pixels that were right here work and look much better. On Samsung, when I was using the Fold that I had, those pixels were visible. They were literally like sprinkled there. You could count them, because you could see all of them separately. So they were absolute dog shit. And Samsung decided to not improve it. No. We're expecting too much. They decided to completely get rid of it and give us the lower bullshit out of it, which is just a normal hole-punched camera. Because we don't have one already on here, right? Or enough cameras. So I'm a firm believer that F off with the camera and the inside screen. It should not even be there. That's my approach. I have plenty of ways to go around this, and I want that display to be full. So that's just kind of my approach. I know that a lot of people, for some reason, are ended that way, and I don't know if it's just most reviewers just bitching about the fact that, oh no, one of the cameras isn't taking as good of a quality as other ones. There are other problems they can bitch about. That one wasn't one of them. So if you have a problem with the inside camera, guess what? There are literally 4 other cameras you could use, but you chose not to. You chose to bitch about this one. And now you got it. You also got a hole punched on the inside display. Awesome. That is sarcasm for people that didn't get that. It's not awesome. So that's one downgrade right here. And while we're talking about the downgrade of the display inside, another thing would be the digitizer. Holy shit, that is disgusting. So previous folds had the ability to be used with a pen. Now I want to point out, even though you had the ability to use a pen with it, you couldn't use any pen. No. Again, Samsung wanted to fleece you out of their money. If you're not bleeding money, they don't give a shit. You can't use that feature. So if you decided to whip out a pen from, well, either a tablet that they sell or a note that they sell with it, this, or well, not this one can't even detect anything nowadays. That devices, the Fold that were up to the last generation, would know that you're trying to use a pen. They would know what pen you're using, but they would just refuse to work. So there's a lot of problems, I would say, that Samsung has with their devices, considering the prices are going up, the quality is going down, or features more like. And here we lost 2 nice features, at least for me. The ability to use pen with one of the only devices that literally works like a notebook. You can open it, and now you can no longer use a pen. No matter if you buy it separately or not, it does not support it at all. So that's one thing. That is an absolute kind of downgrade right here. And that that feels amazing. Awesome. I can literally fit my finger under here. Awesome. Okay, so that's basically the device for roughly $2,000 US. And if you literally shit money, I would still kind of feel sorry for you to buy this device because it's just overpriced. And something like Honor offers basically the same kind of thing for a lower price, though it's a couple-year-old device nowadays, so it won't have as good of a processor. But I'm pointing other devices like that, not because I recommend getting them. It's actually, I'm just kind of trying to point out the insanity of Samsung trying to constantly bring up the price. They removed features and they decided to charge $200 more for this phone. It's absolutely fucking crazy. The price is just absolute bullshit. This phone isn't twice as good as a Note. So in reality, what you might experience, and here comes my personal experience, is that after using this device, it will break eventually. We have moving components like folding screen. These are not gonna last forever. So there's a couple weaknesses here for this device. Number one would be the folding display. It's fragile, the hinge behind it, and the ability for you to fold it obviously puts wear and tear on it, just from using it. Something that you don't really get with a normal candy bar phone. You can use it by just turning it on and off, and it's just gonna work. There is no components there that will break just from being touched or used in an intended way. So that's one thing. The only thing that you will kind of have the same kind of degradation of is battery, which comes to the second point. This phone has 2 batteries, right? So on either side, one is on the screen side, the other one is on the camera side. And if you want to replace them, you need to basically just open it up and then replace those batteries. It's something that you probably won't be doing yourself, but as a repair kind of ease of repairability, it's definitely not easy. And on top of that, it will probably cost you more to replace them. I haven't ever checked it. I didn't need to. But when it comes down to comparing it to something like, for instance, this, you can pop out the cover right here with heat gun, and I can comfortably do this myself without worrying that I'm going to break it. Here, I would not want to touch this because I'm scared that it's just going to snap the screen, one of them, or the back cover, just because it's well glued and hard to take apart, and it's generally a hassle. Now, like I said, it's not something that people that buy this phone probably will worry themselves about. Probably you might not even worry about paying for replacing a battery. as this phone probably will break before you need to replace the battery. That's just my experience. So for me, with my Fold, this inside screen, the connector that connects basically the screen to the rest of the phone broke from basically being folded. And occasionally you just kind of go black, and the phone decided to not really respond to like trying to press the power button, even though the phone was completely on. Several minutes of laying, it would start working again. And I was a lucky person that decided to buy it from my local kind of like online store, like eBay or whatever, Allegro. And the seller wasn't around anymore, so my broken phone, well, Samsung refused to fix it with their OneCare or whatever the hell they have as a partner, and they decided to refuse it because I didn't have proof of purchase, original proof of purchase, which for the love of God they shouldn't actually need it. It's by law not required. So they decided to be absolute assholes and try to find any way to just not do this. And I got all my money back after using the phone for a year, because it took it a year to break. So that's just my approach to these devices. They're fragile, and I like the concept of them, but I think I like the execution of the the Surface Duo from Microsoft much more. Two screens, separate ones that kind of intertwine and like work semi together, rather than a single one that folds with no abstraction, as the amount of fragility that is added to it is just too much, I would say. So I prefer a phone that is much more durable rather than one that is supposedly pinnacle of engineering and fragile, and I need to use it like it's made out of just glass, which this one isn't even made out of glass. It's more like plastic while still being fragile. So yeah, I do have a bit of a problem with these devices. I would love to love them. I would love if they get better and not break so easily. At that point, I think they might be good. I did really like using having the ability to open it up, but like I said, I personally wouldn't be picking another one myself, as just the fragility of the phone was too much to worry about it, and just generally Samsung hasn't been the most trustworthy company out there. So at this point, I'm just trying to start staying away from them and not buy anything from them personally. So my opinion here might be a little bit biased towards like something else rather than Samsung. Not sure what the other opposite of bias is. So I am negatively set for Samsung general, just because for the most part whatever I owned so far just breaks, and most of the time it's not my fault. So there we go. That's about it. A bit of a rant right here, but hopefully maybe you can take some kind of knowledge out of this from my experiences and come to a decision. So in any case, if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you the process of setting up your phone, and that phone is Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. Let's begin. So, if you are right after hard reset or anything else, you should see this screen. Maybe you have forgotten your lock screen password, maybe you just wanted to reset your phone, maybe you are buying a new phone, or you just bought it and you see this screen. Without any reason, like it doesn't really matter what type of person you are, this tutorial should help you. So, let's click that beautiful start button and let's begin. First, we should see the choosing of our region, or actually our language. I will stay with English from UK. Now we can connect to mobile network. We technically could enable this, but it would require us to input a SIM card, which I don't have on me right now, so I will go with next without enabling that. But if you have a SIM card that you want to enable right now, you could always do that. And if you don't know how to do that, don't worry, we do have other tutorials on our channel. Anyway, we have to now agree to at least the end user license agreement. If you want to, you could also agree to sending diagnostic data. Personally, I'm not a big fan of this, but you know, you do you. Let's go with next. And now, this is very important part. We can easily set up our device using another device. So if you, for example, are switching from older device, like from older Samsung Flip or Fold or whatever, to newer device, like it doesn't really have to be Samsung. It can be anything, even an iPhone. You can use this now to skip the whole part. I am not going to do that since the tutorial is for, so actually setting up your device manually. So I want to do a whole setup tutorial. But if you want to, you can always use the another device, and I would strongly advise you to do it, because then you won't be able to. You would have to perform a hard reset once again. So yeah, though I will go with simple choose a Wi-Fi network. And oh, that's interesting. As you can see, we have, normally, I don't think you should see it, but we have an authorized attempt has been made to reset your device to factory default settings. Connect to Wi-Fi or a mobile network to verify your identity. That's incredibly interesting, because it actually detected that I have performed moments ago a hard reset via recovery mode after I have forgotten my lock screen. So if you are coming from people who, once again, forget their lock screen, you should see this. So if you don't want to have your phone locked, maybe permanently, I would strongly advise you to log into the same network you've logged before. If you reset your factory reset, if you perform the factory reset normally, or if you just bought your device, you can choose whatever you want. You can choose just your network. For me, it's this one. And now you want to input the password to that network. I have just inputted the password. Now, if you don't know how can you find the password, usually it is as some sort of sticker near your router. So that's pretty cool. And of course, if the password is correct, we should be able to connect to our network, and done. We are now have a network connection, which is pretty important for further setup. And now we can connect to mobile network once again, which is pretty interesting. Once again, I do not have a SIM card on me, nor do I have an eSIM, which you can enable by scanning QR code. So I will go with setup later in settings. But once again, if you want to, you can do it now. And now we are getting our phone ready for the Google setup. So in any moment now we should... Oh, that's interesting. Now this is not what you're supposed to see, unless you did reset your phone and you have forgotten your PIN. So if you're coming from the people from previous tutorial on what to do after you have forgotten your screen lock, you can... Well, you can't really input your PIN because you don't remember it. You want to use Google account instead. And the Google account is better because in the Google account you have the ability to click forget, I have forgotten my password, what to do, and they should help you. So I do actually remember my PIN, so I'm not going to bother with the Google account now. But once again, if you didn't perform the factory reset via recovery mode, this is what you should see after the checking of your phone. So anyway, now we want to log into our Google account. This is pretty important, and it will allow you to, for example, use Google Play Store. Though if you want to, you can always skip that. And if you want to, you can always watch our tutorial on how to set up your phone without Google account. So I will now input my credentials. And as a little fun fact, you don't have to type in gmail.com manually, as Google can do that for you. So just a little fun fact that you can use or share with your friends or whatever. So now we can input our password. So once again, I will pause the recording. And with the magic of pausing the recording, we have now our password. If it's correct, I have misspelled something. Oh no. I will do the magic once again. Okay, and with some magic, if the password is correct, we should now log in. Now, we can choose who will be using this device. I'm going to choose I will be using this device. And if you want to set up parental controls now, which you don't have to, you can always do that after setup, but if you want to, you can always click my child will be using this device, and then you will go through the process of setting up your parental controls. Now, of course, I'm not going to show you that, but if you want to set up parental controls for any reasons, maybe you don't trust your child, you monster, you can always watch other tutorials on our channel on how to set up parental controls. Though I will go with I will be using this device, and now we have to agree to terms of service, play terms of service, and privacy policy of Google. So I will go if I agree, because we cannot disagree. We can just not add account, but that's not what we're going to do. Now, here we have something very similar to set up using another device, but this time with applications. If you want to copy your apps and data from previous older device, once again I would strongly advise you to do it now at this point, because otherwise later on you would have to use some sort of third-party applications to do it. So this is your one shot at doing that officially. But once again, as I said before, I don't have my older phone next to me, so I will just ignore that. As you can see, we have successfully added our account. We can go with next. And now we are getting our account info. And now we have the ability to protect our phone. So I will set a very simple pattern. Though technically this is skippable, but I would really advise you to just set up whatever. But just don't forget it, because if you forget it, you would have to reset your phone, which is pretty stupid, so just don't forget it in the first place. And now we can enable or disable few Google services. Now, personally, I do not like sending usage or diagnostic data, and these two are acceptable, especially the first one, because if you disable use location, you won't be able to, for example, use Find My Device, which is pretty important in case you will forget or lose or you'll get your device stolen. So I will now hit accept. And now, very important feature, the backup. I would strongly advise you to at least back up your photos and videos, because I know so many people who don't have this enabled, and then they will lose their phone, or they will their phone will crash or do whatever, and oopsie, I have forgotten and I have lost 100 gigs of memories of my life. Yeah, that's kind of sucks, man. So remember to enable photos and videos. So I will go with turn on backup. And now we can choose our browser and search engine. I'm not going to talk about it because it's self-explanatory, so I will choose Firefox and maybe Brave. This will basically install Firefox and Brave. And now we can make Gemini our personal AI assistant. So I will go with continue and I will disable Hey Google, but if you want to, you can leave it enabled. And now we can log in into our Samsung account. Technically, we could sign in with Google account if we have our Samsung and Google account connected, and if we don't, we just don't do that. Now, how can we actually skip that? Well, you can go with email or phone number, you can go with forgot ID, and now we can simply skip sign in. So you have a nice little tutorial on how to do that. Though I would advise you to log in into Samsung account nonetheless. I don't have it right now, so I will skip that. But if you have a Samsung account, I would strongly advise you to log in now. But I will use this little trick of setup later in settings, though you will see a list of features that you won't be able to use if you are not logged in into Samsung account. Besides, you've already bought a Samsung, especially the Fold, which costs a lot of money, so just create a Samsung account and be over with it. Now, Samsung service legal information. We only have to agree to terms and conditions. All of these below are optional, so I will skip the optional parts because they just send you some random things, so you probably don't want to. And you have now a Samsung service, which is the auto blocker, customization service, and personal data intelligence. I'm not going to bother with disabling this, but if you want to, you can always do that. Now we have the ability to customize our phone a little, though I will stay in the light mode, since with light mode you can customize your phone pretty better. And oh, by the way, I didn't really recommend it, but you can always just do the setup on the unfolded version of the phone. I kind of forgot about it, to be honest, so yeah, sorry about that. Now we can unlock our phone and we can continue with the setup. So we have recommended applications and we have only an update to Samsung account, which is acceptable. I will leave it on. I have accidentally clicked something. Okay, here we have a very important screen. Normally you don't see it, but you have a full screen. So this is basically a tutorial on how to do not break the phone. So you don't want to press the screen or the front camera lens with anything sharp, because you might get it scratched, especially since the screen isn't like glass, it's actually plastic. This way it can bend, but it can also have many scratches. So you want to also make sure that there is nothing inside your phone once you're folding it, that it isn't dust resistant really, so be careful about like taking it to beaches or anything. The phone is water resistant, but you don't want to probably keep it in the water too long. Do not ever remove the protective film, and do not keep it near cards and devices that may be affected by magnets. This is very important because many people forget about this and they are surprised that their credit cards no longer work, so you want to be really careful about that. But once again, we can now simply hit set. Let's go with home, and congratulations, you have now successfully set up your device. However, if you are not sure what to do next, you can always watch our first things to do after stop tutorial, which I will record right now. But anyway, for that video, I'm over. If you found this helpful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to go through a setup of your phone without a Samsung account. Let's begin. Now I will blast through this tutorial, so if you want to have more in-depth on how to exactly perform a good setup, you can always watch my tutorial on that. But as you can see, I am blasting through, so I'm ignoring the fact that I could send diagnostic data. I do not own any other phone, so I'm not going to set up using another device. Though if you have it, I would strongly advise you to do it. We'll be connecting to Wi-Fi, so we now have to input our password. Now let's simply hit connect. If the password is correct, we can simply go. And next, now I do not have a SIM card on me right now, so I will also skip setting up a SIM. And now we are getting our phone ready, and in any moment now we should see the one thing we came here for, the Google account. So we want to simply wait for a few moments, just like the phone tells us. We can copy apps and data. I'm not going to do that since, once again, I do not have other phone. And now, if I remember correctly, we should see a login to Google account. Exactly. So in order to skip that, all you want to do is simply hit that skip in the left down corner. It's actually left bottom corner, sorry. Now we'll see at this screen that it will basically beg us to, no, don't skip the Google account, it's so important. But of course, we don't care. We simply hit skip. And now we can continue with our setup as usual. So we can skip the protection of your phone. We can disable all Google services because we don't like Google, apparently. I am curious why you wouldn't want to choose Google. You can always share that in comments below. But I'm really curious on why you chose to not use Google account via your setup, because I think it's pretty important. I will skip also the Samsung account as well, because like Google account enables you many things, so that's pretty interesting, and I'm just surprised that you have chosen to not use the Google account. Maybe you don't like Google. I mean, they are kind of monopolistic, like they do own whole internet basically, and everyone's using it. So that's actually a good point, yeah, well, yeah, I guess. But anyway, I'm really curious. If you want, you can share in the comments why you have chosen to search for this tutorial, to watch this tutorial, and if you really don't use Google account at all. But I guess then you can't comment because it requires you to have an account in the first place. So we are in a paradox. Damn. Anyway, that's all for this video. As you can see, I did blast it through this pretty fast because I just wanted to show you how to skip a Google account. If you want to have in-depth on how to actually go through the setup, I did just recorded a 10-minute video on how to do it. or actually maybe it's 12-minute video already. Never mind. That's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to skip Samsung login on setup on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. Let's begin. So, I will quickly blast through the setup, so I'm not going to explain what I'm doing. If you want to see explanation on what I'm doing, I would strongly advise you to simply watch my tutorial on how to set up your phone. In there, I go in exact detail on what exactly I'm currently doing. So I'm not going to bother with explanation, since you clicked here only for one reason, to skip Samsung Google account, and I do not want to repeat myself, because the previous video on in-depth on how to set up a phone was like 12 minutes long. So that was pretty long video, so I'm not going to... I'm kind of repeating myself, but I'm not going to explain almost anything. We'll go with don't copy, blah 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 blah. I guess you probably know how to set up your phone, but you just don't know how to skip Samsung account. So let's quickly go through it. Now our phone is checking information, so we should see Google account, which is also skippable. We can skip that, skip anyway. We can disable Google services, since you don't really have to do it, I'm just doing it to faster the process. So let's go with Brave and Brave. Do you think it will install two Braves? I don't think so. And finally we have Samsung account. Now actually there are a couple of ways you can skip that. First of all, you can go with email or phone number, then you can go with forgot ID, and then you can skip sign in here. Or alternatively, we can go back, and right at this screen you can simply go with forgot password or don't have account at the bottom. And now we can see this little setup later in the settings. It's really well hidden, really small, but once we click it, we'll see this screen. And this is basically Samsung that's doing little puppy eyes, and it's like, are you sure you don't want to log in? Look how many features will actually miss you. Don't you have a FOMO? And of course, we do not have it. We skip it. We can skip legal things. We can disable anything from Samsung. We go next. And after a few moments, we should be able to disable this. I said disable this. Oh, we can't. Okay, we can. We can go with next. We have a little warning on how to use fold phones. Fold phones are pretty not durable, so be careful with them, basically. We want to go with next. We want to go with home. And as you can see, the setup is done. We are not logged in into our Samsung account. So, the tutorial is successful! Yay! And that actually is the end of the video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching! Hello, and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to set up your Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 without a Wi-Fi. Let's begin! So, let's begin by clicking Start and by choosing our language. I will stay with English from UK. We are not going to be connecting to mobile network anytime soon, though we have to agree to end user license agreement. Now we can set up with another device. This is really cool, but I'm not going to do that in case for this tutorial specifically. But if you have, you can always do that. Now, we could potentially choose a Wi-Fi network here, but you will notice a little skip button on the left bottom corner. So we want to click it, and as you can see, they do provide us with some nice information that when we are skipping the Wi-Fi, we are basically skipping most of the setup. So we won't be setting up eSIM or anything like that. We won't be installing any software updates, and we won't be using device protection features, as well as we won't be really logged in to Google accounts or Samsung accounts or anything like that. So we can choose our date. I don't really care about that, to be honest, so I will just go with whatever it provides me. Now we can protect our phone. There's technically no reason to skip it, so I will simply go with a nice simple L shape as my password. And now we can enable few Google services, even though we do not have an internet access. I will disable send usage and diagnostic data since I don't like having my data sent to some random places. And technically you could also disable allow scanning since it may be a waste of your battery, though use location sounds pretty interesting and pretty useful, especially when you will randomly lose your phone or something, because Find My Device actually uses location to work properly. Now we go with agree. What's really cool about that is you can actually disable all of that and just go with agree. But of course, if you want to, you can leave it enabled. It's completely up to you. Now we have to wait for a moment and we should see a nice feature that will actually give us nice information about, hey, you have bought a $2,000 phone that's very fragile. Don't be stupid with it. No need to thank me for a nice description. You know, like, do not keep it near anything magnetic, do not get dust inside, do not throw it in water, typical stuff. Now we simply hit next, we all set up, we click home, and as you can see, everything is done. Though there is nothing really set up. As you can see, we don't really have a Wi-Fi connection, nor we have a Google account or whatever. And this is our base for next tutorial on first things to do after setup. So if you are interested in that, you can always watch it on our channel. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to turn off running apps on this device. So let's begin with opening the recents, and if you've got the 3 buttons navigation, simply tap on the button with 3 bars icon, and if you've got the gestures, swipe your finger from the bottom to the center of your device and hold your finger somewhere here, so something like that. And here you've got the recents. If you wish to close only one of those apps, just find it and swipe it up, but if you want to close all, just upon this close all icon. Now we can go back to check, and here we've got no recent items, which means that we just successfully closed all background apps. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to check the serial number of this device. So let's start with the fastest way. Let's open the dialer and enter the code, which is *##06#. And as you can see at the bottom of this pop-out window, we've got the serial number of this device, so let's tap on OK. And now another code, another way, let's open the settings. Here in this left section, we have to scroll down to the very bottom to find the option About Phone. Let's tap on it, and as you can see here, we've got the serial number of this device. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Welcome. In front of me is a Samsung Galaxy Fold 7, and today I will show you how you can enable power saving mode on this device. So to get started, you will want to pull down your toggles by swiping down from the top right side of the screen, and in here, swipe down again. This will extend the list of toggles, which reveals power saving mode. When you see it, you can just tap on it. It automatically enables and gives you this quick message on what will be changed. So that's how you can enable it. Now when you're done with it, you can again pull down your notifications, click on the power button, or not power, this power saving mode again, and this will turn it off and obviously revert all the changes. So anyway, if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to show battery percentage on the status bar in this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here in this left section we have to scroll and find the section notifications. Then let's tap on the status bar, And as you can see here, we've got the option connected with the battery percentage. And if you've got it turned off, simply tap on the switcher and your device will immediately apply the percentage inside the battery icon. And unfortunately, this is the only way to show battery percentage in this device. So you cannot show it, for example, next to the battery icon. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to check the IMEI number of this device. So let's begin with the fastest way. We have to open the dialer and enter the code, which is *##06#. And as you can see, by this code we are provided with both IMEI numbers of this device. So let's tap on OK. And now another code, not another code, but another way of checking the IMEI numbers. We have to open the settings. Here in this left section, let's scroll down to the very bottom to find About Phone, and as you can see right here, we've got both IMEI numbers for both SIM slots. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to change the screen timeout on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll and find Display. Then let's scroll down again to localize the option Screen Timeout and tap on it. So here, as you can see, we've got some options from which we can choose. At the top we've got relatively short options like 15 or 30 seconds, and at the bottom we've got the longest, which is 10 minutes. So all you have to do is to tap on the option I'd like to use. I'll choose 5 minutes, and as you can see, after getting back, it is immediately notified right here, which means that from now on, after 5 minutes of an activity, this device will black out. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to clear credentials on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here in this left section we have to scroll down and find the option Security and Privacy. Then let's scroll down again to localize the option More Security Settings. Here scroll down to find Credential Storage section. Now all we have to do is to simply tap on Clear Credentials and tap on Remove. Now let's enter the lock screen to confirm, and as you can see we've got this information, and this option is also inactive, which means that we just successfully removed all saved certificates. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to remove a Google account from Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. Let's begin! First, you want to simply go to your settings. Then, you want to scroll down into Accounts and Backup, Manage Accounts, and here you should see a list of all accounts. You can now click your Google account and simply hit Remove Account button. As you can see, you get a little warning that this will remove data from our device, but it won't actually remove the account itself, it will just remove or sign out you from the device. So your account should be safe. Let's hit Remove. Let's go with OK. Let's input our current pattern, and Google account is gone. And the video is ending now. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to set free button navigation on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. Let's begin. So let's say you are currently on the gestures, but you're not exactly sure how to use them, so we want to switch to free button. That's completely fine. First, you want to head into settings. Then, you want to scroll down a little until you will find a section called Display. Now you want to click it, scroll down a little, and right here under Edge Panels and Taskbar, we should see Navigation bar. Now you want to simply switch to buttons, and also we can enable more options to change the button order if you want to. But that's about it. You can now use your system with free button navigation. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to virus scan your device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here in this left section we have to scroll down to find the option Device Care. Let's tap. As you can see here we've got something called App Protection, so let's tap on it and tap on Turn On. Tap on Turn On, and even though we've got the information that no threats has been found, I highly recommend to tap on Scan Phone. And here now your device will scan itself. I mean, basically it will scan the apps in order to find any kind of malware, viruses, any kind of problems, and after that it will show you the results. If everything is alright, it will show you that it is alright, but if it will find any kind of problems, it will show you relevant information, and it will also show you the way to get rid of the problems. And fortunately, in my case, no threats has been detected. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to forget a Wi-Fi network on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. Let's begin! So, first, you want to simply scroll down and, let's ignore that, and showcase your control center. Then, you want to press and hold onto the Wi-Fi and click Details, or alternatively, you could simply go to the settings, go to connections, and go to Wi-Fi here. This will take you to the same screen. Let me lower the brightness a little bit because I feel like it's way too high and I don't think you can guys see anything, but I don't want a little glitchy effect. Okay, this should be good. So now you want to click the cogwheel, and at the bottom we have a nice forget option. So we simply click forget, and now your phone will pretend like it never connected to that Wi-Fi in the first place. And yeah, that's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to reset camera preferences on this device. So let's begin with opening the camera app, and the mode on which you will be does not really matter. You can be on the photo mode, portrait mode, video mode. It doesn't matter. I wanted to draw attention to those green lines and the leveler. I've applied them before I've started the recording because I'd like to show you a visual evidence that the reset option will work, so they should disappear after resetting. So now all we have to do is to tap on this 4 dots icon here to open the settings, and tap on the settings icon here also to open the camera settings. I mean, more of them. Then let's scroll down to the very bottom to find reset settings. Let's tap on it and then tap on reset. And as you can see, we just got back to the camera and the green lines are not visible, which means that we just successfully reset all network preferences. All camera preferences, sorry. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to clear the browser on this device. So let's start with opening the browser. In my case it will be Google Chrome, but no worries, and this operation is pretty similar in all other browsers which are commonly used. So here in this section we have to tap on this 3 dots icon in the right upper corner and tap on delete browsing data. So here we've got some basic options like visited websites, opened tabs, cookies cache, and other site data. We can change the time range from last 15 minutes to, for example, all time. It's totally up to you. Just tap on the option and then tap on delete data. However, if you wish to remove some advanced browser history, just tap on more options, and here we've got them. So opened tabs, saved passwords, autofill from data, and site settings. So if you wish to remove something, just make sure that it is marked. I will remove everything. We can again change the time range. I'll pick all time and then tap on delete data. And as you can see, we've got this information, which means that we just successfully removed everything. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to reset network preferences on this device. So let's begin with opening, not maps, the settings. And here in this left section we have to scroll down to the very bottom to find general management. Then let's tap on this reset option. And here in this reset section, we've got mobile network settings and Wi-Fi and Bluetooth settings. So we've got two separate options. So let's begin with mobile network settings. Simply tap on it, tap on reset settings, and confirm it with your screen lock. Here we've got the information that you cannot undo this action, and be cautious when you're doing it. Probably you just need the second option, not resetting mobile network settings. But if you're ready, just tap on reset, and as you can see, we've got this information. So we can go back, and another option, so Wi-Fi and Bluetooth settings, so it's a little bit, let's say, safer. So just tap on it, tap on reset settings, and again we've got this information. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to set the gesture navigation on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. And let's begin. And we can begin by simply heading into the settings. Then you want to simply scroll down a little and head into display. Here you want to scroll down a little and simply click navigation bar. And now you want to switch from buttons to swipe gestures. As you can see, we now have the fact that we can change navigation type to swipe gestures, and one-handed mode settings need to be changed to gesture. So we can also automatically set it up, since it's not set up automatically, which is pretty interesting, to be honest. But now if you would go back to our display, and we can now go back to change our navigation bar, swipe gestures is now set up. And as you can see, we have the ability to fully use our device using gestures only. And yeah, that's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to reset the settings on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here in this left section we have to scroll down to find General Management. Here in this General Management we have to scroll and find Reset. Scroll down again, and at the top in this Reset section we've got Reset All Settings option. So let's simply tap on it, and here we've got the list of everything which will not be reset. Security settings, language, accounts, personal data, and settings for downloaded apps. So if you're ready, just tap on Reset Settings. Here we have to confirm it with our screen lock. And again, we've got a warning that everything will be set to the defaults and cannot be recovered, and your device will be restarted to apply all of the changes. So just tap on Reset and wait. So basically, your device will reset. For example, the navigation type, we had gestures, now we've got 3 buttons navigation. It will reset, for example, the screen timeout to the default one. I believe it's 30 seconds, etc. So all of the settings connected with the personalization. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to set up lock screen passwords on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. Let's begin! First, you want to head into Settings. Then, you want to scroll down a little and head into Lock Screen and IOD. And right on the top, we have Screen Lock and Biometrics. Currently, it is set to Swipe. As you can see, the swipe means no security, which is pretty correct. Let me lower the brightness for you a little bit. Now you should see better. Anyway, now we can set up whatever we want to. So I would go with pattern, since pattern sounds pretty easy. I will go with a simple L shape. I will redo the L shape. As you can see, you have to redo it exactly the same way you did it before. Now we can customize the look of our notifications. As you can see, we can choose between cards, icons and dots, or we can disable notifications completely. I will leave them with icons and I will go with done. And as you can see, our new pattern is now created, and whenever we'll try to use our phone, we'll have to input that pattern before we can actually use it. If you found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to change date and time on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here in this left section let's scroll down to the very bottom almost to find General Management. Then let's tap on date and time, and as you can see here we've got some options connected with a date and time, and right now we cannot really manually change it. So first of all, we have to turn off automatic date, time and the time zone just by tapping on those switches, and now we can freely tap on date and change it just by choosing it from this calendar and tap on done. The same with the time, change it just by swiping and tap on done. Here we can select the time zone, just tap on the region, and here we've been transferred to the full list of available regions for which you can choose. So find yours and then tap on it. It will be immediately set. Here you can also decide what kind of clock format you'd like to use. So right now we've got the 12-hour format. You can set the 24-hour one just by tapping on the switcher right here. Alright, so this is the whole manual customization of date and time, and of course you can go back to all previous settings just by tapping on those switchers right here. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Galaxy Z Fold 7, and let me share with you how to allow unknown sources on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here in this left section let's scroll down and find the apps. Then tap on this three-dot icon in the right upper corner and tap on Special Access. Here we have to localize the option which is called Install Unknown Apps. And here we've got the list of apps which are allowed or not allowed to install some content. So let's pretend I'd like to download another app from Chrome, so from my browser. We have to basically find it in the list and tap on the switcher next to it. And from now on, this app is active. However, be aware, because you're doing it on your own responsibility, and some third-party apps aren't verified by the developer, especially downloaded from other places than Google Store, Galaxy Store or Play Store. So you might just put your data and actually whole device at risk. So remember about that and choose the apps wisely. So if you wish, you can always remove previously granted permissions. Just tap on the switcher next to the app or tap on Deny All. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Galaxy Z Fold 7, and let me share with you how to change video resolution on this device. So let's begin with opening the camera app. And currently we are in the standard. Probably we will be on the photo mode, so let's simply tap on the video. If you can see the red color inside the shutter button, for sure you're on the video mode. Now let's take a look at this option bar at the top, and on the third position from the left or from the right we've got the resolution. So let's simply tap on it, and here we can change it. We've got 8K, UHD, FHD and HD. Under it we've got also frames per second, so we can choose between 30 and 60. So just tap on the option which you'd like to use and it will be immediately highlighted, which means that it is immediately applied, and from now on your device will use the chosen resolution whilst recording a video. I saw a lot of comments about how to do it for the front camera, because right now we are doing it for the rear camera. So basically the operation is the same. If you're on the video mode, just tap on this icon, thanks to which you can switch between the cameras, and then tap on this option FHD, thanks to which you will be able to simply change the size. Obviously here we did not have 8K, but still we've got HD, FHD and UHD. Just tap on the option which you'd like to use, it will be immediately highlighted, and now your device will basically use it. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to perform a hard reset via settings on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. Let's begin! Luckily, it's very easy. All you want to do is simply head into settings. Now, inside settings, you want to scroll all the way down and head into General Management. Now, click Reset at the bottom, scroll all the way down, and at the bottom you should see Factory Data Reset. You can click that. We are now checking a few things, and we have a nice amount of things that will get removed. So as you can see, every single application and Google account, system and app data, settings, etc, etc. Basically, you will wipe your phone clean, and after it's done, it would behave like it's freshly new out of the box. So let's scroll down, let's hit reset. We have to confirm that it is us that we want to reset data. And now we simply hit delete all, and everything gets deleted. And in any moment now we should see a nice welcome screen through the process of setting up our phone. And as you can see, it took about 1 minute, maybe 2, and we see a setup screen, so that means a factory reset was successful. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Galaxy Z Fold 7, and let me share with you how to check for the software updates on this device. So let's begin with making sure that you've got the internet connection, because it is required, and I highly recommend to use Wi-Fi instead of mobile data. I mean, only for checking for the updates you can use mobile data, but if you'll decide that you'd like to download the update, then I highly recommend to switch to the Wi-Fi so we can avoid some additional charges. So after making sure that we've got the internet connection, let's enter the settings. And here in this left section, you will have to scroll down to the very bottom to find software update. After tapping on it, this is what you will see. Maybe not this one especially, but this one. So all you have to do is to tap on download and install, and your device will right now check for the updates. And basically you can meet two different scenarios. So this is the second one where you can actually download the software. As you can see, your device will immediately initiate the downloading and installing. Here you've got the information about the new update, what has been fixed, what has been added. And the second or actually the first scenario is where your device will actually is up to date and there's nothing to download. It will show you relevant information. Of course, you can pause the downloading and come back to this section after a while when you will be prepared. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to update the apps on this device. So first of all, make sure that you've got the internet connection because it is required, and I highly recommend to use Wi-Fi instead of mobile data so you can avoid some charges. And the second thing is that you will be able to follow all of my steps if you've got your Google account added to the device. If not, you can do it right after entering the Play Store. You can simply create the account or sign in. Or if you don't want to do it on your own, you can check our tutorial of how to add or remove a Google account in this specific device. I've just recorded it, so you can check it and add your account. Alright, so finally we can enter the Play Store. So let's tap on it. And here we have to tap on this circle in the right upper corner, which is our account. So let's tap. Here we have to tap on Manage Apps and Device and tap on Manage. And right here we've got the list of apps which is currently installed which are installed on this device, and we have to tap on Updates Available. So we can check the list of apps which can be updated. And in my case, I've got only one. So all I have to do is to simply tap on it to mark it. If you've got a lot of apps, simply mark those which you wish to update. Of course, you can update all of them. So just mark them and tap on Update in the right upper corner. And now your device will download the updates. And after that, they will be successfully installed and automatically updated. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to change the ringtone on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here in this left section we have to scroll and find Sounds and Vibration. Here we've got the whole sound and ringtone section, and we have to tap on the option at the top, so the ringtone. Here we've been transferred to the pre-installed ringtones from which we can choose, so you can choose something from those options. At the top of this list we've got the option Silent, which means that after choosing it, your device will not use any kind of sound to notify about the incoming call. And if you wish to set your own ringtone or own sound as a ringtone, simply tap on this plus icon in the right upper corner, give the permissions it needs, and here you will have your own files and your own sounds. You will be able to simply tap on it and set it as a ringtone. You can go to folders and find different options. You can also tap on search to find other albums. Alright, let me go back. Let me choose something from pre-installed ringtones. So in order to listen how the particular ringtone sounds, you have to simply tap on it and then decide whether you like it or not. So let's pretend I want this bubble option to be set as my ringtone. So just make sure that it is marked and go back. And as you can see, it is immediately notified right here, which means that from now on, your device will use the chosen ringtone to notify about the incoming call. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to set the camera timer on this device. So let's begin with opening the camera. So let's tap on the camera app, and currently we are in the standard photo mode. So all we have to do is to tap on this 4 dots icon right here to open more options, and on the third position from the very bottom we've got this timer option, so let's tap on it. In this device we've got 4 different options, so off, 2, 5 and 10 seconds delay. So let me just choose 10 seconds delay, just tap on it, and as you can see this icon will be immediately changed. Moreover, here we can check whether we've got the timer set or not. It's right now highlighted. So now let's simply tap on the shutter button, and from now on your device will count down from 10, 5 or 3, depending on which option you've chosen, and after that time it will simply take a photo. As you can see here, we've got also an additional countdown, let's say. So basically this is how it works. Of course, you can turn the timer off just by tapping, for example, on this option and tap on off. so this icon without any kind of countdown, and it will immediately disappear from this section. And from now on, your device will take photos almost right after touching the shutter button. We've got 3 seconds, but it is caused because of this moon icon. So just tap on it to turn off the night shot, and then from now on, your device will take photos right after touching the shutter button. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Galaxy Z Fold 7, and let me share with you how to enable the developer options on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here in this left section we have to scroll down to the very bottom to find About Phone. Now we have to localize a special number, which is usually called build number or OS version. So let's go to the software information. And as you can see here, we've got the build number. So let's keep tapping on it until you'll see that you're in the developer mode, and enter your screen lock to confirm the whole step. Confirm it with tapping on OK. And now we've got this information, which means that we can go back to this left section and scroll down to find developer options. So here we've got plenty of advanced settings which we can customize. So for example, we can force the dark mode, we can show visual feedback for tabs. Here we've got some options which are connected with the networking, etc. So basically all you have to do to turn on the feature is to tap on the switch on it. So it means, it works just like in the regular settings. Just tap on it and it will be immediately applied. You can turn it off the same way. And if you've got the options without the switcher, simply scroll to them and tap on them to open more options to choose from. If you're done with customization of developer options, you can always turn them off. Just tap on the switcher, which is at the very top of the list. And as you can see, now those options are inactive. And after getting back and entering the settings again, the developer options will disappear from the system settings. But of course, no worries, you can customize them again. Just go back to the build number step and keep tapping. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Galaxy Z Fold 7, and let me share with you how to activate automatic system updates on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings. And here in this left section, we have to scroll down to the very bottom to find About Device. Then let's scroll and find software information and localize build number or OS version or something like that, and keep tapping on it until you'll see that you're in the developer mode. Then let's enter your screen lock if you've got one to confirm the whole step, and tap on OK. Now we can go back to this left section, scroll down and enter developer options. And here scroll down just a little bit to find this option automatic system updates, and simply tap on the switcher to turn on the feature. And from now on, since this option is active, your device is allowed to apply the updates whenever it will be restarted, and of course whenever the update is available. To turn this option off, simply tap on this switcher again. Also, make sure that you will go to the software update. So here let's tap on this option, and make sure that this auto download option is set to using Wi-Fi only, not necessarily never, because then your device will obviously never download the updates. So just set it to using Wi-Fi only. I do not recommend to use mobile data for it, because usually the files which are connected with the update are large, and you may it may cause some, you might be charged for using too much internet. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello, and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to reset all the settings on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. Let's begin. First, we want to head into our settings. Then you want to scroll almost all the way down and head into a tab called General Management. In here, you can scroll down a little until you will see a button called Reset. Now in the reset, we want to scroll down a little, and here we simply want to click Reset All Settings. Note that this will reset not only the settings, but also some personal data that may be already inside your settings, and also accounts. So we hit Reset Settings. We have to input our current PIN, so let's go. Let's go with Continue. Let's go with Reset. And now our phone should also restart, just like we can see now. And at any moment now, we should see how it changes. So now the phone is restarting, and we should see. I actually wonder if the lock screen will stay. Probably lock screen should also stay on, but I'm not entirely sure. Yep, the lock screen actually stays, so everything gets reset except for the lock screen. But you will notice that we are no longer connected to Wi-Fi, nor we have anything else really. So yeah, that's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. Hello, and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to change screen lock password on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. Let's begin! So, currently I do have a pattern with a very simple L shape, but let's say I want to change it. Now, of course, if you want to remove your password completely, or in case that you don't know your password, you want to watch our other tutorials on our channel on what to do when you have forgotten your lock screen password. Anyway, without further ado, let's simply head into settings. Now let's scroll down a little and head into lock screen and AOD. Then at the top we should see screen lock and biometrics. We can click it. We have to input our current pattern, and now we can change to whatever we want. At the bottom we have swipe and none. These are options that you want to choose if you want to remove the screen lock completely. And at the top with PIN, password and pattern you have different password types. I will go with PIN since I do find it pretty simple, and I will do a very simple 1, 2, 3, 4. Though keep in mind that this is a very basic thing and it's very easy to guess. So you probably want to set up something more specific that doesn't get as easily hacked. And as you can see now, we have a little warning that our previous pattern will be saved for 72 hours, so you can use it to reset your screen lock if you forget your new PIN. That's a very cool feature, and that's pretty cool. So let's hit OK. And now if we'll lock our screen, we'll see that we have a completely different pattern. Actually, not pattern at all, instead a PIN. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Galaxy Z Fold 7, and let me share with you how to change the 3 buttons navigation into the gestures in this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here in this left section scroll and find Display. Then let's scroll down again to localize this navigation bar. And as you can see here, we've got the option we're looking for. And before we'll set the gestures, I just wanted to draw attention to this More option section, because here we can customize the buttons. We can reorder the back button and the recent, so I just wanted to show it to you. So to set the gestures, we have to tap on this animation. And here we've got the hint of how to use it. Basically, instead of the 3 buttons here, we've got this line, which is responsible for some gestures. You can enter more options, and you can change the gesture sensitivity for the main screen. And basically, to be honest, I highly recommend to get back to this option after a while of using the gestures, so you will be able to decide whether you need this sensitivity to be higher or lower. So in order to get back to the previous pages, just like by using the back button, you have to swipe your finger from the side to the center. And if you can see this arrow, you can release the finger. And the same situation from the left side. If you wish to get back directly to the home page, swipe your finger from the bottom to the center of your device and make sure that this motion is quick and short. So something like that. And if you wish to open the recents, repeat the gesture, so from the bottom to the center, but hold your finger somewhere here. So this motion should be elongated. So something like that. And here we've got the recents. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to change the keyboard language on this device. Alright, so let's begin with opening the app which will provide you with the keyboard. So for example, messages, notes, browser, settings, whatever, just have the keyboard on the screen. And now all we have to do is to tap on the settings icon in the upper bar. Then let's tap on languages and types and tap on manage input languages. So here we've been transferred to the full list of available languages from which we can choose. Most of them are available, but you have to download them, as you can see here. So let me choose maybe this one. So just find the language and tap on this download icon. Then your device will download it and it will immediately appear at the top. As you can see, it is marked, it is turned on. After getting back, you can see that it is applied. Here in this section, we've got another option which is called language switching method. And here we can either use the spacebar, swipe, language key and both. And I will choose both in order to show you how to use the keyboard with 2 or more languages added. So let me go back. Let me go back again. And here we've got our keyboard, and here we've got the globe icon, thanks to which we will be able to change the keyboard layout. And the spacebar swipe, basically find the spacebar and swipe on it, and we will be able to change the layouts again. So to remove the language, let's open the settings again, tap on the languages and types, and again enter manage input languages. So here in this section where we've got downloaded languages, we have to simply tap on the switcher next to the language we'd like to remove, and after getting back you can see that we've got only one language applied. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to change the system language on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here in this left section we have to scroll down to the very bottom to find general management. Then let's tap on language at the top, and here we've got the list of all currently applied languages. So let's tap on add language. Here we've been transferred to the full list of available languages from which we can choose. So all you have to do is to find yours and then tap on it. And I will pick maybe I don't know, maybe French. And I also forgot to say that this list is divided between into 2 different sections. So here we've got those Samsung suggested, so those which are, let's say, pre-installed and you can immediately choose them. And we've got also the second section with other languages, which you can also use, but you will have to first of all download them. So just tap on them and your device will download it. Alright, so let me pick French. Just tap on it. Now you can choose the region. And your device will ask you whether you want to set your new language as a default one. So just tap on set as default, and now the French language will be immediately applied at the top, and from now on the whole system will be displayed in the chosen language. If you've got more than one language added here, so just like I have French and English, you can simply tap on the language which you'd like to apply. I will pick English and tap on apply, and your device will immediately set it. You can also remove the languages from this list. Just tap on edit and mark the language which you'd like to delete and tap on delete. Tap on remove, and we've got only one language applied. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Welcome. In front of me is a Samsung Galaxy Fold 7, and today I will show you how you can enable and set up your Do Not Disturb mode. So to get started, we will need to swipe down from the top right side of the screen, and then in this area right here, swipe down again, which will show you a bunch of toggles. Next, look for the Do Not Disturb mode, which I believe by default should be visible somewhere here, but if it's not, we can click on this pencil right here, click on Edit, and it's here for me. So I'm gonna hold it, I can drag it somewhere here, drop it, click on Done, Done, and it's now available to me right here. Now once you see this toggle in this specific panel, hold it the first time around and click on Details. This will quickly take you to the settings where you can customize how the mode will actually function when enabled. Once you've gone through the settings right here, you can close this up and you don't ever have to come back here again. Assuming you don't want to change anything. And then let's find the toggle once more, click on it. And luckily nowadays we get this pop-up every single time, so you can choose if you want to turn it on permanently for a specific amount of hours, which you can change right here, or basically until like what, next day, or yeah, so that's next day at like 11:50. So select whichever one you want. I personally like to select something like 4 hours and choose a timed one. So now even if I forget about it, the device will turn it off for me after like 4 hours. The next day, I think it's a bit excessive, so I just like to have it for a couple hours. Anyway, once you're done using it and you want to turn it off yourself, you can just find the toggle once more and turn it off before the timer runs out. And obviously you will need to remember to do so if you selected the first one until turn off. Otherwise this mode will run indefinitely. So with that being said, if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to enable the Google backup on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here in this left section we have to scroll and find Accounts and Backup. Here we've got this Google Drive section, so let's tap on Backup Data and tap on Next. We have to tap on Add Account, and of course if you've got your Google account currently added to this device, you will be able to simply choose it from the list. If not, you will have to add it. So just tap on Add Account and make sure that you've got the internet connection because it is required, and confirm everything with your screen lock. So here in this step you can either create a new account if you do not have your own yet, or simply type your email or phone. So let me do it and tap on Next. Right here we have to enter the password, so let me do this out of the screen. Alright, and tap on Next. So here we've got Google Terms of Service and Privacy Policy. You can of course tap on them to learn more and tap on I agree after reading. Here we can decide what kind of data we would like to back up, so we can back up photos and videos or other device data, or both, of course, it's totally up to you. I will choose only this one, so just mark the photos and videos if you wish and tap on Confirm. And then tap on Manage Backup, and here we've got our backup section where we can check how much space we've got left. We can manage the storage, so for example, remove some unnecessary files. Under it we've got backup details, so we can check what has already been backed up, advanced settings, and I highly recommend to keep this option turned off so you can avoid some charges. And to finish everything, simply tap on Backup Now. Of course, confirm everything with your screen lock if you've got one, and your device is backing up the data. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Welcome. In front of me is a Samsung Galaxy Fold 7, and today I'll show you how you can insert SIM card into this device. So before we get started, you'll want to grab a SIM eject tool like this one, which will come provided with the device in the box, but if you can't find it, you could use a paper clip, straighten out one of the ends, and it should work just as well. Now next, just pop out the tray, which is located at the top of the phone. So it's right over here. This little weird cutout. So you want to push the pin in. And you can see that the tray pops out enough for you to pull it out. Now on the tray you have space for just a SIM card on either side, and obviously no SD card support. No, I am disappointed. $2,000 device, and apparently it's too much to ask for a retention bracket on both sides. God forbid, Samsung, you would have to put that tiny bit of plastic on the other side. Wow, that is just absolutely pathetic. Anyway, so when you're using the top tray, make sure that the card is basically on top, because if you flip it over, just as a demonstration, it just does this. And then just to kind of show you the other side, if I do it on the bottom, it no longer falls out because it has a retention bracket, which I would have expected on half of the price, hell, a quarter of the price device to have it, but Samsung, double the price, doesn't bother. Now you also probably noticed that there's no SD card spot in here. If you can splurge out, I guess, $2,000 on a phone, you might as well splurge out $2,500 for the bigger storage model, assuming you need more storage. So anyway, as you've seen, all you will need to do then is just plop in your PIN, and card is then unlocked and should work without any additional steps needed. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Galaxy Z Fold 7, and let me share with you how to add the photo to a contact in this device. So let's begin with opening your contact list, for example with the usage of the dialer. Then let's find the contact which you'd like to edit and tap on it. And then tap on this edit icon, so the pencil icon. Now we can change the profile picture just by tapping on this circle, because if we will tap on this rectangle, you can see that allow all, we will be able to change basically the background screen when this specific person is calling. And of course you can choose something from your gallery and set something from your own photo, so the photo of this person, or you can take a photo of someone who's right in front of you, or you can simply pick a solid color. So as you can see, this is how it will look like. And as I said, obviously you can choose the photo of someone, but the exact profile picture is right here, so the circle. So let's tap on it. And now you can either choose something from your gallery. You can tap on camera and your device will immediately open the camera app. You can also create the Galaxy avatar, or you can choose something from those presets and set them as a profile picture, which is a nice option if you did not have the photo of someone whose contact you'd like to customize. So let me choose something, tap on this plus icon, and as you can see, we do not have only people but also animals, which are more human-like, plants, which are fortunately only plants, and some kind of emojis and some kind of animated options. Here we've got also the settings, so you can reorder the stickers. Let me choose maybe this one. That's cute, and then tap on save. Tap on save. And as you can see, the contact has been updated. Here we've got our photo applied. You can see it on the contact list also. However, on the contact list, it's not animated. And you will be able to see this photo during all incoming calls from that specific number. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello, and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to shoot 200 megapixel ultra high resolution photos on Galaxy Z Fold 7. Let's begin! Now, this is very simple. All you want to do is simply open your camera application. And you will notice that by default we're actually taking pictures in 12 megapixels. So we can easily switch it to 200, and now we are taking much better photos. It's pretty important to note that taking photos in this resolution takes a long time, since it is a very large photo. Just for now, I will do 2 photos, one in 200 and one in 1200 megapixels. And now if I will put my phone down and I will open gallery, this is the 12 megapicture photo. If we go to details, we'll notice that it's 1.83 megabytes with 300 by 400 pixels wide. And if we go to the next photo, we can see that it's larger with 13 megabytes in size and more than 1200. Wait, what? Yeah, 12. Oh my god, that's a lot of pixels. So as you can see, taking photos in 200 megapixels does give a better resolution. As you can see, we can just zoom in pretty independently to see more detail, but it does take a very while to do a very nice photo, since as you can see it is very easy to lose focus. But as you can see, even this looks pretty good, and this is the size of a normal photo. So yeah, but as you can see, it's very easy to do, and I hope that this video helped you to very easily and conveniently use the nice picture that you can have and can shoot on the Galaxy Z Fold 7. And anyway, that's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Galaxy Z Fold 7, and let me share with you how to add or remove a Google account in this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here in this left section we have to scroll and find the option Accounts and Backup. As you can see, we are currently signed into our account, and unfortunately we cannot remove it here from Google Services. So let's go to Accounts and Backup and tap on Manage Accounts. So here we've got our Google account, so just tap on it and tap on Remove Account. Tap on Remove Account again and it will immediately disappear. Let me remove also this one. Okay. I will use the pattern. As you can see, if you've got only one Google account and you would like to remove it, then the process is slightly longer because you have to confirm everything with your screen lock, for example. Alright, so if you wish to add the account, you can do it using the Google services. That's quite easy, but also you can use the Accounts and Backup. So let me go to Manage Accounts again and tap on Add Account. Then let's tap on Google and make sure that you've got the internet connection because it is required, and obviously confirm everything with your screen lock or fingerprint or whatever kind of protection you've got here. So now we can either create a new account if you do not have your own yet, or simply type your email or phone. So let me do it and then tap on Next. Alright, so here we've got the password, so let me do this, let me enter it out of the screen. Alright, we've got it, so let's tap on Next. Got Google Terms of Service and Privacy Policy. You can tap on them to learn more and tap on I agree after reading. So here we've got the shortcut of backup and storage info, so just tap on accept, and as you can see we just successfully added our Google account to this device. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to add the fingerprint to this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here in this left section we will find the security and privacy. Then let's go to the screen lock and biometrics, and let me enter the pattern to confirm. I do have my fingerprint, so let me quickly remove. You will be able to see the whole process of adding the fingerprint. All right, here again. Oh my god. All right. So now we have to go to biometrics and tap on the fingerprints. And now let's tap on continue. So here we've got the instructions, what we should do. Basically, the sensor is located on the power button of this device. We do not have to put the finger on the sensor and do it, but we have to move our finger around the sensor. So let's tap on register, and let me just, I don't know, take this phone, and let me put my finger on it. And now, as you can see, we have to do it multiple times in order to add, multiple times. We have to multiple times rotate our finger on the sensor in order to add it fully. So we have to make, I don't know, like 5 or 6 circles around the fingerprint sensor. So we just, I don't know what happened. But I just wanted to show you that we just successfully added our fingerprint, and I really don't know what happened. Basically, in that section, we were able to either confirm everything and finish the process, or add another fingerprint. So let me enter here, and after that we will enter this section. So this is the fingerprint we just added. We can rename it or remove it. Here we can add another fingerprint, check added fingerprints. So you can check the list of all fingerprints and which one is which. Here you can decide for what you want to use the fingerprint for, so unlocking option, and fingerprint always on, so you can decide whether you want to use it on the cover and main screens, only main screen, cover screen, or off completely. Alright, so now all we have to do is to lock our device and check if it is working. So let me put my finger on the sensor, and as you can see, the device is unblocked, which means that we just successfully added the fingerprint to it. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a Galaxy Z Fold 7, and let me share with you how to check the total screen time on this device. So let's start with opening the settings, and here in the left section we have to scroll and find the option Digital Wellbeing and Parental Controls. So here we've got the graph which will show us for how long we've been using this device today. In my case it is 1 hour and 24 minutes, and most of the time I've spent on the settings than the camera. We can basically tap on this graph and we will be transferred to this dashboard where we can check the screen time in particular days of the week. We can also compare them. You can just tap on view all, and here we've got the list of apps which we've been using with the specific time we've spent on them. We've got also the notifications and unlocks count, and here we've got also weekly reports. Just by tapping on this, let's say, data icon. Here we've got most used app categories. And here you can also set the screen time goal, so it will help you to manage the screen time. You can just set the time for how long you'd like to use the screen in particular days. So for example, here we've got 15 minutes, we can set 1 hour, 30 minutes, so totally up to you. And here you've got also the timers, so you can set a timer for a specific app. So for example, if you decide that you're spending too much time on maybe Instagram or any other app, I don't know, it's totally up to you. You can set a timer, so you can set the app timer name. You can select the specific app and then add a schedule, so you can choose specific days of the week. You can choose how much time you'd like to spend on using this specific app, and then your device will do it. Maybe let me show it to you. let me find, I don't know, it could be gallery. So just tap on done. We've chosen gallery. We do not have to up the timer name. I will choose, oh, sorry. So here we've got each day marked. You can untick it just by tapping on it. And I would like to set it for 0 hours and 0 minutes, which means that I shouldn't be able to use it at all. So just tap on save. We've got it set. So let's try to find the gallery. And as you can see, it is a little bit blacked out. And after tapping on it, we've got this information that the timer has been run out and we cannot really use it today. We can obviously change the timer, but still here we've got the very first notification that we really shouldn't enter this app at all. So hopefully it will help us with managing our screen time. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to clear cache and speed up your device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here in this left section we have to scroll and find the apps. So here we've got the list of apps which are installed on this device, and I highly recommend to go through all of those apps and remove cache. So let me enter the app, for example, maybe Gmail. Just tap on it, and after entering the specific app, we have to tap on the usage. So the section usage and tap on storage. So here we've got the section cache, and basically cache are junk files which are usually saved by your device. They are not necessary to use the app, but they are still occupying the memory, even though they are not necessary. So I highly recommend to remove them. Simply tap on clear cache here, and your device will immediately remove it. I do not recommend to tap on clear data unless you want to remove everything connected with this app. So this is how to clear the cache. And another thing which you can do in order to speed up your device is to go to device care. So it should be right above the apps. Let's tap on it, and here we've got different sections which we can choose, which we can use to optimize our device. We can begin with the storage. So here we've got the internal storage, and we've got the sections like, for example, the trash or unused apps. So I highly recommend to go to the trash, for example. Here we've got my files or gallery. Okay, so here I will choose my files, and basically you can just select them and remove. Let's select all of the files, and now we can just tap on delete all and permanently delete those 11 files, and it will obviously release the memory. Let me go back. Here we've got also the memory. So we've been in the storage. We can go to the memory now. And here we've got another section thanks to which we can release the memory. As you can see, your device will do it automatically. You have to simply tap on clean now, and it will remove, for example, the cache or other files from photos, wallpapers, YouTube, etc. Obviously, you will not delete any kind of personal data or whatever, so no worries. You can just tap on clean now. And here we've got also the auto optimization. But it is connected with the automatic restart. To finish everything, I mean to confirm all of those steps, so removing storage, memory, to removing cache, I highly recommend to soft reset your device. And you do not have to use a special combination of keys. Just unroll the upper panel to open this control center and tap on this power up button. Then let's tap on restart, and your device will automatically restart itself and confirm all of the changes. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a Galaxy Z Fold 7, and let me share with you how to enable the night light or eye comfort mode. So let's start with the settings. We'll begin with the customization of this mode, and after that I'll show you much faster access to this option. So here in this left section we have to scroll and find display. Then let's scroll down and localize this eye comfort shield, and we can turn it on without the customization just by tapping on the switcher. You cannot really see the difference because we are in the adaptive mode, so let me simply tap on the eye comfort shield. And as I said, here we've got different modes, so the adaptive one is automatic and the custom where you can actually personalize everything. So let me choose the custom, and here we've got the color temperature switcher. By going to the left, you can make it cooler, and the difference is not really much visible. I mean, you can see it, but it's still quite a soft change. But after going all the way to the right, you can see that the eye shield was for sure applied. The screen is a little bit yellow or basically orangish, and thanks to it your device will filter the blue light, and it will be much easier for you to look at the screen at the dim light. You can of course set the color temperature just like you wish and on the level which is the most comfortable for you. Here we've got also the option enhanced comfort, so you can adjust the color tones and the contrast, so it will be more comfortable to look at the screen. Sorry, but to be honest, I do not really see the difference. Maybe it is more visible at night. Here you can also set a schedule, so you can set it always on, which is a manual option. You can set it from sunset to sunrise, and here your device will automatically, okay, all the time. You have to allow the location all the time because the your device will automatically decide when the sunsets and sunrises are. It is location based. Or you can set a custom option, so you can freely choose the start and the end time, and your device will of course apply the mode accordingly. So this is the whole customization of the eye comfort mode, and if you wish to have much faster access to it, simply unroll the top bar, and let's unroll it in the section where you've got this this control center control panel. So do it on the right, and here we have to unroll this section with the icons and write eye comfort shield, which is right here in my case. If you do not have it here, no worries, just tap on this edit icon in the right upper corner, so the pencil icon. Then we have to tap on edit and find available buttons, I mean the eye comfort shield right here. After finding, just tap on it and hold it and drag it to this section at the top to apply it. Obviously I have mine set applied, so I do not have to do it. All we have to do is to tap on it to turn it on and tap on it again to turn it off. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Welcome. In front of me is a Samsung Galaxy Fold 7, and today I'll show you how you can record a screen on this device. So, to get started, we're gonna swipe down from the top right side of the screen, and then somewhere right here we're gonna swipe down again, which will show us all the toggles, which one of them will be the screen recorder, which I don't see. So it might mean that we will need to add it ourselves. Let's click right here on this pencil, click on the edit, and we're gonna look for it somewhere here. There it is. And then just grab it, drag it here. Oh, yeah, I failed to drop it. There we go. Click on done. Done. And you can see it was right here. So we're gonna now click on this. It asks us what kind of audio we want to record. We have none, media, and the mic. And also you can record touches on the screen, which will record a semi-transparent gray dot that will be visible in the recording. I'm going to turn that on just so you can see how that looks like. We can also skip the countdown, and you can kind of see it right here, the dot, just following my finger. Whatever you'll open right now will be for the most part recorded. There are some applications like this, garbage, that you can see it's telling me to log in. So I haven't downloaded this application, comes pre-installed with the phone. Actually, it doesn't. It gets installed after you set up, so that's actually another thing. So I haven't actually downloaded it, nor have I allowed it, nor did I actually agree to the terms of service or anything like that. So anyway, let's just stop the recording by clicking on a square, open up our gallery application, and be introduced with the blatant violation of your personal rights, I would argue. By clicking right here, we can extend the albums and we can go into the actual albums, in which you will find screen recordings. And we can now play our screen recording here. So you can see this semi-transparent gray dot, that's obviously where my finger was pressing. Now I opened specifically an application that comes pre-installed with the device that will not be recorded. There is no login page, as you can see, visible, and you wouldn't be able to ever see anything, as Spotify is one of those applications that use this feature to basically block screen recorders. Now, typically this feature is used for security and privacy of the user. Do you feel secure and private right now when you have no control over this? Because I sure as shit don't. So, it's kind of ironic that they're trying to use this feature against piracy, while the Spotify itself basically sprung into existence from piracy. Can you be any more hypocritical? So, for people that are interested in something that would allow you to record it, you can do the same thing with YouTube. YouTube will actually allow you to screen record because, yes, they're not like absolutely trying to violate personal rights, but other than that, look for anything that starts with re and then continues with events, and whatever name of the app, if there is one, for the most common one like Spotify, YouTube, and stuff like that, you will find something. And believe me, it won't block your screen recorder, at least I think. So anyway, with that being said, it basically sums up the screen recording video, plus a little bit more. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to free up space without removing the apps. So first of all, I highly recommend to go to the settings. Here in this left section, go to apps. And here we've got the list of apps which are currently installed on this device, and I highly recommend to go through all of them and remove cache. So all we have to do is to open the app, specific app, then let's scroll down to this usage section and go to storage. So here, as you can see, we've got this cache section, and basically cache are junk files which are saved by your device, and they are not necessary for the app to work fine. So I highly recommend to simply tap on clear cache, and your device will immediately remove them. I do not recommend tapping on clear data because your device will remove everything connected with this app. And as I said, I highly recommend to go through all of those apps and remove cache. Another way to remove some items and release the memory is to go to the settings, and here in this left section, let's go to the device care, which is right above the apps. So here we've got two different sections from which we can use to remove some data. So first of all, start with the storage. Here we've got the trash section. So here we've got those files which are currently removed, and they are obviously they are not visible in the gallery, for example, but they are still saved and they are still occupying the memory. So you can simply enter my files or whatever you wish. Just mark all of the removed items and then tap on delete all. So you will release some memory. Let's go back, maybe not like that. Here you've got also unused apps, but let's be honest, we wanted to remove some other items rather than apps. So we were in the storage. We can also tap on the memory. Let's tap on it and let your device just check itself. And here we can free up the memory by stopping background apps. As you can see, we can tap on clean now. And here we've got the full list of the apps which will be stopped, just turned off. Another thing which you can do is to find and check the downloads, because let's be honest, usually we are downloading a lot of things and forget about them. So I highly recommend to just go to your file manager. It doesn't matter whether you use the Google File Manager or the one provided by your developer or any other third-party app. Just go to My Files, and for sure you will have this icon, or basically the section which is called Downloads. And if you've got something here, I highly recommend to simply check it and then remove those which are not necessary and which you don't need. And the last thing, which I highly recommend, I will not explain the full process of it because you can check it in our other dedicated tutorials, is to consider moving your files like photos or videos to another place, which is called usually a backup. So you can back up your photos and videos to, for example, Google Photos or OneDrive or Google Drive or whatever place you wish. Thanks to which you will be able to still keep everything, but you will be able to remove them from your internal storage and release the memory. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a Galaxy Z Fold 7 and let me share with you how to change the wallpaper on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here let me go back. Here we have to scroll and find wallpaper and style. Then let's tap on change wallpapers, and here we've been transferred to the full list of the pre-installed wallpapers from which we can choose. Moreover, here we've got the gallery, so of course we can open it and set our own photo as a wallpaper. Here we've got some featured ones. Here we've got the section to create the wallpaper with AI, and I will get back to this section after a second. Here we've got the graphical options, the colors. You can swipe here to check other options, wallpaper services. And here basically, if you do not have anything downloaded, you will have this option get more wallpapers, and you will be transferred to the Galaxy themes. Oh, something like that. You will be transferred to the Galaxy themes, and you can find some wallpapers and then download them and apply them. At the very bottom you've got those which are free of charge, so you do not have to pay for downloading them, and all you have to do is to simply tap on the wallpaper and then tap on download. And then you can simply tap on apply. It's actually a very beautiful wallpaper. So another thing which I wanted to show you is the generative AI. Because it is divided between two different options. Here we've got the generative option, which means that you can basically generate the wallpaper which you preferably like, and the photo ambient, which is a really cool option. So you can set a lock screen, for example, of your with the photo of your animal or whatever, and then your device will add, for example, snowflakes and raindrops depending on what kind of weather is around you. So it's really nice to see this effect. However, it will be mostly applied to the lock screen. Alright, so in order to set the wallpaper, we have to simply tap on it, and now you can see that we can mark either lock screen, home screen, or both. So now we can decide where we want to apply the wallpaper. So just tap on next after marking, and here let's tap on done in the right upper corner. And as you can see, after getting back, we've got our wallpaper applied. However, here we've got a big surprise. After opening the phone, let me quickly open it. We've got this wallpaper, which was previously set. So as you can see, the wallpaper which is here on this rear screen, let's say, and this which is inside does not match at all, which means that we have to change the, so we have to change the wallpaper here separately. So we have to simply just repeat the whole process. So go to the settings, tap on the wallpapers and style, and tap on change wallpapers. Then we have to scroll down and find the wallpaper which we want to apply. Of course, you can use this one or totally different one. Let me choose maybe something from generative options, for example this one, and then tap on set. Tap on next again and tap on done in the right upper corner. Now we can go back. And as you can see here, we've got the wallpaper which we've just applied from the generative AI, and after closing the phone, we can still see this butterfly which we've downloaded from the Galaxy themes. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello, and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to enter recovery mode on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. Let's begin! Now, technically, you would probably do this to reset your phone in case of forgetting your password. This method will or should work on any type of case, so don't you worry. But before we actually do that, first we need to do a couple of things. You will need a USB cable with USB-A and USB-C. And then you want to take your computer or a laptop. I'm going to use a PC, and I'm going to connect to my PC via USB hub, which I have right here. So I will now connect the USB cable to the USB hub. And now I can connect my Samsung Fold 7. So as you can see, we are now connected for charging only. This doesn't really matter, as it can be connected for charging only without any issues. And lastly, it does not matter absolutely if you have your phone folded or unfolded, like it should work both ways. I will use the unfolded version just because it's easier to grasp this way. So actually we can do it even via the lock screen itself. So you want to press and hold power button and volume down button to turn off your phone. And as soon as the screen goes black, you want to release both fingers and start pressing power button and volume up button. And then after Samsung logo appears, you want to release power button while keep holding the power up button. I know it was kind of a lot, but let's do it now together. So power button, volume down button. The power menu should appear, but we don't care about that, we keep holding. Now, switch it to pressing power button and volume up button. And when Samsung logo appears, we want to release our thumb while still pressing our volume up button. Now, technically, this couldn't. There's a possibility that this won't work on the first try. But as you can see, we got it. So now we are in recovery mode, and if you're only here to do a wipe data reset, all you want to do is simply navigate using your volume buttons to wipe data / factor reset. You want to hit OK, you want to hit yes, I agree, or something like that, and you will be able to easily do that. Now, if you want to see the whole process of actually going through the factor reset, setting up the phone, etc., etc., I would strongly advise you to watch our tutorials on that channel. They should be named like what to do in case of forgetting your PIN or something like that, the first things to do, and phone setup. But if you're only here to just visit the Android recovery, in order to leave it, you want to go into Reboot System Now, press power button, and now we are rebooting our system, and we should be back to the default Android and our home screen, applications, and all of that. So yeah, that's all for this video. Just a quick reminder, make sure that you are connected via USB cable to a PC to turn off your device, and then just do what I do, and you should end up in recovery mode just like I did. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, and let me share with you how to turn off ads or their personalization. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll down to find the options Security and Privacy. Then let's scroll down and find the option Internet Privacy Protection, and scroll down again. Here we've got the section where we can check that we are protected from interruptions, and make sure that this option block pop-ups. To be honest, all of them should be turned on, but especially make sure that the pop-ups are turned on, so your device will not show you an additional websites which will basically pop out during browsing. Another thing which you can do is to scroll down again in this left section to find this Google services. Let's tap on it. You do not have to be logged in to be able to do that, so no worries. Tap on all services, and then scroll down to find ads in this privacy and security section. So here basically what we can do is to first of all reset our advertising ID and remove it. So let's tap on reset advertising ID, and basically it will not remove the ads completely, but it will remove our ID, so the ads will not be that much personalized. So just tap on confirm, and after that tap on delete advertising ID. Of course here you can check all of the information about that, and tap on delete advertising ID, and as you can see it will immediately disappear. Moreover, we can also try to remove the apps which show us ads and replace them with alternatives. So I highly recommend to do some kind of research about that and try to find the alternative apps, thanks to which we will not be bombarded with the advertisements. And another thing which I also highly recommend to do is to open the Play Store and download the ad blocker. So just tap on it, and let me go back here in this section where you can or maybe let me show it to you from the very beginning, because usually we will be here, and all you have to do is to tap on search, and here let's enter ad blocker or ad block or something like that, and you will be able to check the options, thanks to which after installing them your device will block the ads, and I highly recommend to choose those which are really highly rated, obviously, because they are safe basically. And as a last resort, the option which will block most of the ads is connected with the connection with the network. So let's go to the settings. Here in this left section we have to scroll to the top to find connections, I believe, and tap on more connection settings and localize the option which is called private DNS. So let's tap on it, and even though it is set on the automatic, it is turned on, you can tap on private DNS provided hostname and tap on this section here to enter DNS, sorry, not DNA, DNS.adguard.com, and for some reason again I've got DNA here. It's not what I wanted to type. Here we've got DNS@guard.com. Tap on save and it will be set, and basically it should block most of the apps, and sometimes ads, not apps, and sometimes you will not be able to browse because of that, but that's okay. Simply come back to the section, remove private DNS, I mean just set it on automatic one, browse wherever you want to, and then come back and set the private DNS again. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Welcome. In front of me is a Samsung Galaxy Fold 7, and today I will show you how you can enable and set up your portable hotspot. So to get started, we're gonna swipe down from the top right side of your screen, and then in this area right here you wanna swipe down again and find the mobile hotspot toggle, which for me is right over here. When you see it first time, I recommend holding it. This will quickly take you to the settings. Now, reason for that is under the settings you will find your hotspot password, which is a randomly generated password consisting of just random letters and numbers. I would recommend getting rid of it and then setting up your own new password, which will need to have at least 8 characters in length. When it does, you can then just click on save right here. You can also edit the AP band right here. It's by default set to 2.4 and 5 GHz, which I believe does consume a little bit more of your phone's battery, and also might be kind of unnecessary. So I myself would probably set it to 2.4 just for the reduction of like using more antennas for no reason. Anyway, you can select whatever band you will be using, as we do have, I think, up to 6 GHz one. So we have the 2.4, which will be used by basically any device that has Wi-Fi capabilities. Then we get the 2.4 and 5. Now this again will be used by any device that has Wi-Fi capabilities plus newer devices. So a lot of phones nowadays use this. They have been using this for already like, I don't know, half a decade or so. So you shouldn't really have much problems with the 5 gigahertz. You can also select to be only 5 gigahertz. That's where the problems might start to show up for some people. If you're trying to connect to this hotspot with an old device, old laptop, old phone, and it doesn't see your hotspot at all in the Wi-Fi list, anything by this name, that will just mean that that phone does not support 5 gigahertz. And same thing goes with the Wi-Fi, the 6 gigahertz one. This is basically same as 5, but even newer, which excludes even more devices, even the ones that I mentioned like from half a decade ago. Those for the most part won't fly. Wi-Fi 6 has been adopted in phones already for a couple years, I believe, if I remember correctly. But again, that would be primarily for flagship devices, and mid-range devices would just stick with the Wi-Fi 5, which moronically will be named Wi-Fi 6. The 6 gigahertz here is actually specifically named Wi-Fi 6E. Might be confusing because why use logic? So Wi-Fi 5 gigahertz is actually called Wi-Fi 6, and 6 gigahertz is 6E. So in any case, whatever you select right here, make sure it's supported. If you don't see your hotspot auto when enabled, that might mean that the device just doesn't support this frequency. So it also gives you this message. Anyway, we're going to click on save. Now, once everything is set, let's find the toggle once more. This time around, we're just going to tap on it. And okay. And it's enabled now. Now, hotspot does consume more of your phone's battery. So when you're done using it, you can find this toggle once more and tap on it once again to turn it off. And by default, I think in the settings there is an option that, nope, not this one. Let's see, where could it be? Advanced, I think. Yep, there we go. Turn off when no device connected for 20 minutes. So if it detects that nothing is connected to it for 20 minutes, it automatically turns it off. Now, the fact that it's counting it as connected might have some problems already in terms of wasting battery, as if you connect with other device, for instance, you have a second phone, it will be permanently connected even if you don't use it. So the phone will permanently run the hotspot because the other device is connected to it while it's not really being used. So in this case scenario, I would recommend just manually turning it off by tapping on a toggle. Anyway, with that being said, hopefully you found this very helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you all shortcuts and gestures on the touchpad on Samsung DeX on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. So first, let's open the touchpad on our Z Fold so we can use gestures there. The touchpad will be either here with this rectangular button in bottom left corner, or if you don't have this button, slide down from the left top part of your screen to find a notification about opening the touchpad. Now you'll have this black screen with some minor lines here, and you can use the whole screen for the gestures. And of course you can just slide your finger across it to use it. And now let's explain all the other gestures. So a single tap will just open the app or stuff like that. Sometimes some things require a double tap, but you'll probably see it once you click on something once and it doesn't open the thing that you want to open, you need to click on it twice. Now for a secondary click, called right click on computers, you can tap with 2 fingers, like that. You can see it opens some sub menus, like you can change wallpaper settings. If I right click on, let's say the YouTube music app, I can select it, I can remove it, uninstall it, and do way more. Now, let's move on to swiping. If you go to anything that can be swiped, like settings, for example, any app that like you can scroll down, or let's say a browser. If you want to scroll down, simply slide with 2 fingers. Scrolling down is done by swiping up. Like you can see it probably right now. And you can also do it by sliding left or right with 2 fingers if an app requires it. So if I, like for example, zoom in, I'll show you the zooming in a moment, but if I zoom in, if I slide right or left, I'm also sliding right or left with 2 fingers. Now let's go to zooming. So I'll zoom out. And to zoom in, just take 2 fingers and pinch them out. And if you want to zoom out, pinch fingers in. Just like that, just like on a phone, right? Now let's go to the next gesture, which will be touching and holding. And it's for selecting objects. For example, if I touch and hold on this app icon, I can start moving it around. I can also open an app, like let's say the phone app. If I touch and hold on the top bar of it for a moment, I can start moving it around across the screen. Now let's go to another thing, which is tapping with 3 fingers, and this is the back button. So if I go to settings, for example, if I go to home screen, then cover screen mirroring, if I want to go back, I can just tap with 3 fingers. You can see it goes back. Now there's also a 3-finger swipe up. If you take 3 fingers and swipe them up, you can see it opens recently opened apps, like currently opened apps. So if I open a few of them, and if I minimize them, for example, then if I swipe up, you can see they are here. Swipe up with 3 fingers, of course. Then you can also take 3 fingers and slowly start sliding left or right. At the top of the screen, you'll see like selection of apps. So you can select which app to open right now, and it'll get opened. Now, let's go to the next feature, which is clicking with 4 fingers on the screen. 4 fingers on the screen of your phone will open recently, like all your apps. This is your app library or app drawer, whatever it's called. Now let's go to the next thing, which is basically also the swipe up with 3 fingers can be done by swiping down. This does the same thing, and I think that these gestures that I've shown you are the main ones. I'll just go back to the 3 fingers left or right. You can see I have both of apps opened, they are both visible on the screen. If I move to my files, they will go to the top, so I can now operate on that. And I hope that this video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.
Hello, and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you what to do when you have forgotten your lock screen password on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. Let's begin! So, as you can see, I have forgotten my lock screen password. No matter what I'll do, I cannot get access to my phone. So, what can you do in this situation? Well, technically there is only one thing you can do that's safe, and it's to simply remember your password. If you won't forget your password, everything should be working fine. However, if you have forgotten your password, there's only one real thing you can do. And it's to wipe everything on your phone. Now, it's called factory reset, and it will delete every single thing, so you will lose all your images, all your videos, all your applications, all your contacts, everything. Unless, of course, you have done a backup, which you should do. And if you didn't, well, that's too bad, mate. But anyway, let's actually perform a factory reset now. But before we do anything, make sure that you have an USB cable. I have mine. Oh, sorry for that. I have mine right here. And the other end of this USB cable is connected to my PC. And now I will connect it to my phone. So we do see that now we are charging our phone. As you can see, it doesn't really matter if it's for charging only, it will do fine anyway. Now this is important because otherwise you won't be able to get it working. So if you have any issues following our tutorial, make sure that your cable is connected to a PC or a laptop, not other phone. Once you have that, you can pick up the phone, and now you can, well, here's what we're going to do. First, you want to turn off your device by pressing and holding power button and volume down button at the same time. Then, when the screen flashes black, you want to release the buttons and start pressing power button and volume up button. And then, after Samsung logo appears, you want to release your thumb while still pressing power up button. I know that it's quite a lot, but don't worry, I will show you right now. So, press and hold power button and volume down button to turn off our device. You ignore this setting and wait for the screen to go black. Screen went black. Now power button and volume up button at the same time. We keep holding until Samsung logo appears, and when it appears, you want to release your thumb while also keep pressing the volume up button. This is very important. And as you can see, we are inside our recovery screen. Once again, if it for some reason doesn't work for you, you want to very carefully do that. And also it's completely fine if it doesn't work the first time. I did screw up the timing a couple of times, so as you can see, it just happens. And you want to make sure that you are connected to PC or a laptop. So yeah. And now, while you are inside recovery, you want to navigate using the volume buttons into wipe data and factory reset, and then simply confirm using your power button. Now, oh, that's funny. I have no idea why it's in Spanish suddenly, but we can cancel. Can we change it up? We cannot. I have no idea what's in Spanish, but who cares? And also, just a quick reminder, you can also do that in unfolded way. I just don't find it really convenient because I like having pressing power buttons like this versus pressing it like this when you can hold your phone still is much better for me. So anyway, you want to navigate into wipe data / factory reset. We have a nice warning that if we had some sort of Google account connected before the factory reset, it still will be connected and we'll have to log into that. So thanks to this, we won't be able to randomly steal somebody's phone and, steal it and reset all data and sell it. So that's pretty cool. So now we want to click reset. Now I don't know Spanish, but I do see that it's called canceler, and when I click on it, it went back. So we want to click this, we want to click it. And now, as you can see, formatting is done, data wipe is complete. Now you simply want to reboot your system. And now we wait. The phone will turn itself on and off a couple of times. So I will now pause the recording, but note that it doesn't really matter since it may take a couple of minutes, don't you worry. So yeah, see you in a while. And as you can see, it only took 2 minutes for me, I believe. Now we can unplug the USB. We could actually do that once we have gotten into recovery mode. Sorry, I didn't mention that really. But now we can get rid of the cable completely. And as you can see, we are now inside our setup screen. Now, if you have no idea how to go through the process of setting up your phone, I will record the video right now, so you can always watch it on our channel. But anyway, that's all for this video. I hope you found it helpful, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.